This episode on Girls Day Out, we are starting the build series. Now that means starting at ground zero, and that is starting with our maintenance and replacing our clutch. So, watch this episode for all your clutch tips and tricks.
We are down here at DMW Industries in Drayton. Now DMW has been kind enough to open up their workshop to let us install this brand new Exceedy clutch into our Patrol. Big thanks to Exceedy for coming along and helping us along with this. Let's go have a look. Let's open it up and see what she looks like. For those that know me, Miss Archie here, her clutch has actually been on the way out for at least the last about 8 months. Now, Exceedy have been gracious enough to help supply us with a whole brand new clutch kit. So this means that this girl can finally get the build and the new start that she's always needed. This is part 1 to a huge build. So stay tuned, keep watching along and find out what we've got installed.
Okay, so throughout the episode, you will actually see I've enlisted in a little helper. Now, this is my lovely husband, and if it wasn't for him, I honestly would not be able to do what I do and these builds. So, doing a clutch is quite hard, so you do have to pull the whole gearbox out. You will see it through the whole video. And unfortunately, I know that I'm not that strong and I can't do it by myself. So, my theory is safety in numbers. And he's done these heaps and heaps of times. So it gives me all the pointers so I don't fail or don't do something wrong. So enlist in a helper, guys. Don't be ashamed if you need someone to help you throughout this.
Now that the tail shaft and the wiring's out, it's time to move on and rip out the starter motor and then move on to the bell housing. So we've got the last 2 bolts on the bell housing here, and then we've just got this cross member to do, and then we're good to go. Let's get this gearbox out. I think I might need some help for this.
You will see that we keep going back and forth constantly. So this is to double check. In the patrols, there's a very narrow window of where you can actually get the gearbox out. So it's about tilting it right, as you can see in the video. It's about tilting it right to get it out without hitting anything. This is actually more difficult than what you think it is. And to put it in perspective, I think this would have taken us just over an hour to try and get it out clean without hitting anything, ripping anything, or breaking anything. she is almost free. Once you get it on that perfect angle, it is really simple to get out. For those who are actually interested what is inside a bell housing and your gearbox, it shouldn't look like that.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
That end, we have just cleaned out all of this. Where is it? Oh, in the open your eyes section. So she's not too bad now because I've cleaned her up a little bit. But it was the bearing ceased to not want to exist no more. This is everything that we've had to drag out of it. We're in the process of trying to find a new one because it was also buggered. She has definitely had a hard slog. These here should be teeth. And even better, let's head over here. So you've currently seen what the old one looks like. This is what the new ones look like. Nice and shiny and no broken bits. For anyone that's seen my diff when I decided to kaput my diff, I tend to like to take teeth. And apparently my clutch was the exact same. So yeah, fun times.
Okay, so we finally got the old clutch and flywheel out. As you can see, this is actually meant to look exactly like this. We have smashed teeth off, we have bearings everywhere, we have scrap metal everywhere. Definitely not what it should be. Time for the replacement. One of the best things about Exceedy is you get full contact at all times. Compared to this old clutch that we had, you can see that there's not a lot of meat on it, and this is only about a year old. So the fact that I've got almost double the meat already to start off with is the best thing.
Now, I didn't realise that my mic's actually shut off now, but what I would have said is, this is time to get the gearbox in.
All right, so I'm just lubing up these bolts, and then we're going to pop them in the cross member, tighten up all the bolts around the bell housing, and then once we're done, we'll see you with the finished product.
So you might notice throughout this that I actually look so done. So especially getting towards the end, you'll just see that on my face, I'm done, I'm exhausted, and it really doesn't give mechanics and tradesmen enough gratitude for doing this. This is what these guys do day in, day out, and it is very, very exhausting. Not only were we battling the car, as most mechanics and techs do, but we're also having two kids in the background, trying to juggle them, trying to juggle everything else going on. And as usual, we run into issues along the way. So it's, at this stage, I was done. I was just ready to pack up and go home. There's actually a few times that I turned around to my husband and said, okay, can we come back tomorrow? But unfortunately, that's not how the cookie crumbles. That leads me to my next thing. I want to give a huge thank you to DMW Industries for letting us come in, use their workshop. So much easier to do this up on a hoist than on the ground. Trust me, we've been there before too. So a huge thank you to DMW letting us come in and do this. This is a working workshop, so these guys will come back in on Monday. So we got to make sure everything's clean and tidy and put back into place. So basically it looks like we were never there. So a huge thank you to them, and also a huge thank you to Exceedy. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. I've had issues with other brands for the past 2-3 years, and it's absolutely awesome that they're willing to come on board to give me a hand to get my baby back on the road. while we're wrapping this up, I want to say big thanks to everyone that's helped us so far. We have so much more to go, and even though it doesn't look like it, but at this stage it was getting very, very late in the night, so I wasn't actually able to film a final she's driving bit. But people that have seen her in Melbourne and in Eastern Creek, you would have seen she is quite happily on the road now, and I can't wait for you guys to see what's to come.
Stoppers. Do you remember which way they went?
Nope.
Woman. You are dead set. One of the hardest people I've seen. Oh, that's handy.
Where is the husband? I need to enlighten him of my poor life choices. Just to make him feel old too, because I don't want to be... I found my CD thing.
Nope.
My fingers hurt. I'm over it. Give a nap.
Many hours later.
Well, why don't you show the people how I'm doing it wrong?
Nah, I much prefer to watch you do it wrong.
This is why you don't build your car with your significant other. Just let me have my tantrum event, okay? I'm allowed to. It's just... Please? My finger!